if you're thinking that in yoga the highest level is samadhi or nirvana or moksha, experience or sachidananda, this I beg to differ. And I found evidences to that recently, and this is what was shocking to me, but made a lot of sense from my own experience, right? So yes, I attained the samadhi experience level by the age of 19, and I didn't want to go too deep into it because I wanted to live my normal life as well and have a balance between spirituality and material life. And I continued studying, and I entered into initially the medical field, and it wasn't and I eventually settled as an entrepreneur and was very satisfied there. And for the past 30 years been self-employed, but I had a balance between both sides. And in my experience, I felt that the faith or devotional or bhakti level is the highest level, and that the nirvana experience and all is like a type of drug experience. And it is, I felt, something I didn't want to be in for long. And whenever, even in meditation, I start to go into bliss and so forth, I try to shake it off and stop meditating at that point, because I don't want to get lost into the bliss, because it is a very unsettling experience. When you come out of it, you don't you can't speak for at least an hour, and you start having crazy thoughts, and it's difficult for you to function in your normal day-to-day duties. When you have to go to work or go into your business, you can't focus. Your head is reeling and only going towards spiritual things and so forth, right? So I always kept that balance. And then I found out recently that when the kundalini rises, it goes up to from the first chakra, muladhara, then to svadhisthana, then manipurga, the third chakra. It skips the heart chakra and goes through the throat chakra, and then the fourth chakra, and then the seventh chakra, and then that is sabikalpi samadhi, and then you go into the where you lose your identity, your ego and everything, to the chakra above that, the nirvikalpi samadhi, right, where you go into an indescribable level. You cannot, because there is no mind. There's no experience of your mind, right? There's experience of the soul, yes, awareness. You go into pure awareness, right? And you become, a lot of people say, non-dual, the thing, right? And then, I mean, that's easy for me to experience, and then once you are matured in it, the kundalini will come down and it will settle and rest in the heart chakra. So when I used to practice, and eventually I went to very deep into multiple samadhi experiences from the age of 19, and then I was trying to balance it and so forth, and not going too deep into it, and then going back into it. So by the age of, I would say, 38, I matured, where I felt that I could see the activation of, because whenever a chakra activated, I could see the color of the chakra, right, as a light. When I practiced many types of meditations, and when I practiced open eye, I could see. And for the first time in my life, at the age of, I think, 37, just before I reached 38 years old, I saw the green light, the color of the heart chakra. And I was surprised, how come I never seen that color? And then I found out that it's actually the heart chakra. And then I found out theoretically that it is said that the kundalini rises. Not all people agree on it, but there is a school of thought that says it goes from muladhara, from the root chakra to your to your sacral chakra, sacral to your solar plexus. From solar plexus skips the heart and goes through the throat, and then the forehead, and then the seven chakras, and the chakra above that, right? The two samadhi experiences. And once you matured in it, and which very few people mature in it, they get lost in it, and then most people, they think this is the highest level. When I experienced it, I didn't feel it's the highest. I felt that now, beyond, I have empirical information from my own personal experience, not provable outwardly to other people, but to myself, I got convinced that there is such a thing as God. I always had firm faith there is one, but for the first time, I felt the direct connection. And I felt that this is such an amazing person or persona, right? That beyond what the mind can understand, that it is so mind blowing, his energy is so mind blowing, how much more is he, that he is fit to be worshipped. And I would worship this one, and I come back and I felt that I should live my normal life. So let's go to, I'm a Muslim, but I've studied all the religion, and I also studied the Bhagavad Gita and so forth. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says to Arjuna, no, Arjuna wants to leave the battlefield. He said, why should I kill all these people only for a piece of land and to become the king and kill so much? Is that worth it? No, I'd rather go and focus on spirituality and renounce myself to the forest. And Krishna said, no, you must do your duty. You keep your religion. You must keep a balance between religiosity and your duties. You must still do your duties, right? And perform. So I found it's better that way. And I've been ever since for the last 20 years, just do my prayers and my worship in my private time. But normally I'm doing my work, right? I try to keep religion out, and I keep a pluralistic viewpoint. I don't say Islam is the only true religion and other religions are false religions. The Quran itself, it says, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. This is the book that was sent down for those who are surrendered, right, and want to follow, muttaqeen, my interpretation, right, the surrendered souls, right. الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. It is those, who الَّذِي يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ, who believe in the bil-ghaib, in the unseen, and who are very firm in the prayer, right, very regular and established in the worship, right. Are always giving and charitable, giving of what they have, right? So, وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِمَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ وَمَا أُنزِلَ مِن قَبْلِكَ وَبِالْآخِرَةِ يُوقِنُونَ. It is those that believe in that which is sent down to thee and that which was sent down before. So the interpretation of that which was sent down before, by some scholars says, no, it is the Torah, Injil, and the Zabur, right? The Psalms, the Gospel, and the Old Testament, right? But that is not what's written there. It just said that which was sent down before. It is also said that the prophets and messengers sent to all peoples and to all parts of the world. It's also sent to Australia. It's sent to New Zealand, means, right? That's what the meaning of the interpretation. It's sent to all parts. New Zealand is part of the world. Australia is part of the world. Even India is part of the world. China is part of the world. It was sent to all parts of the world, right? Prophets and messengers were always sent to all parts, even to South America, right? It was sent to North America before, to the original, American Indians, ancient times, right? It's sent to everyone, right? So, so this is something that one should learn to respect everything, right? So it's coming down the Kundalini. When it comes to the heart, you want to only be devoted, you in pure love. You want to give love not only to the one who created everything that exists, but also to all the fellow people who you are surrounded with, and also love to your duty and your own family, right? Love to your responsibility to your company or to your chosen way of, employment or work, right? You don't renounce from the work, right? Not that I'm not discriminating against those who are renouncing. Maybe that's their path, that's their chosen path, and that's their duty. There are some people who wants to focus on just the theory of religion and wants to be, religious teachers. There's a group of people that should, preserve their religions or their faith and so forth. Well and good. So that wasn't for me. I wanted to work, right? And so forth. So there are, from the theory, there are the seven, okay, actually there's not seven chakras, but we're talking about the seven major chakras along the spine, which is common. There's altogether, I believe, 114 chakras, 112 within your body and 2 outside the body, right? The seven chakras outside the body, and there's one above that. And from one of my teachers, they said the seventh chakra above the body is the first of the spiritual, spiritual world chakras, and there are 99 levels above that, right? So they, I think, total of 100 or 99, one of the two, right? So there's so much more. There's so many opinions regarding that. But coming back to the seven chakras, they said that there are three granthis or three knots. That is, so the first knot is at the root chakra. That is why it is not easy to have spiritual awakening. You have to do a lot of effort, a lot of practices, meditation. Maybe someone can boost it for you through their power, but you don't necessarily need it. Everyone says you need a guru. No, you don't need a guru, right? I know practices that you can awaken it yourself. Anyone can awaken it themselves in the current day and age, right? But it's not easy to break it. To release, awaken the Kundalini is a knot that you have to break, right? There at the root, there's a second knot in the they said in the third eye region, because a lot of people get stuck. They reach the third eye and they get stuck at the third eye region. They can't go up to the seventh chakra, right? It sometimes 10 years they are on the sixth chakra, and it's not easy. They struggle unless they get direction how to do it, right? And then it becomes easier, right? So that is a knot, right? The second knot. The third knot is in the heart, right? So you need to break that knot to come to the understanding what is reality and what is truth. So you need to go beyond the experience of bliss and so forth and come down and be balanced with not only the spiritual world, with all the worlds, with the lower worlds, the worlds that you are in, all frequencies, but more importantly, have a balance between your spirituality and because you are in society, right? You've got family, you've got friends, you've got your job, you've got maybe a partner, you've got a wife, a husband, you've got children maybe, or you as a human, you have a duty, to enhance, society. So maybe, you can be, offering a smile to someone, and that can change someone's, there were times when someone, I still remember, I was around 15 years old, right? And I went to the city to go to the libraries and, borrow my books and everything. And I always had a little bit of spending money, for buying meals and so forth, for myself. And I never used to buy, refreshments or anything. I used to give it in charity, right? So I met this one guy, I think it was a Hare Krishna guy or something, right? And then the guy didn't discriminate whoever, and he was asking, and I went and gave, all the money in my pocket that I had. It wasn't a lot, right? I was just giving, and he smiled and he said, "Thank you." That smile till this day, I can't forget. And till this day, I always encouraged to do charity, And when I had more money and so forth in business, I was able to do much more, right? And I gave away hundreds of thousands, right, at a time, right? Some people are afraid to just give away. I mean, I made more money, and when I had money in my account, right, and someone was in great danger, was not afraid to empty my bank account. I said, I can make more, right? Eventually, I emptied everything and gave everything, right? Up to $100,000 one time. Someone was in great, was someone very close, a close family was in great trouble. I said, no, what's the point? Because tomorrow I'm going to die. And am I going to take all this with me? So, this is the importance of working. You can help, do more help, when you're working. And it doesn't have to necessarily mean money, just a smile. So many people, their smiles till this day, I don't forget. And it's so rare. It's so rare, just a simple thank you. I'm doing this energy healing and so forth now for about 49 years, right? 50 years, close to 50 years. Only one person, and I've healed probably thousands of people, right? Some people paid me and I did 99%, I think, for free. Only one person said, "Thank you." Can you believe that? It's like absolutely, I mean, this is my full-time profession now. For the last 7 years, it was my passion, it was my gift, from childhood that I was able to do this. And only in the last 7 years I decided to do it full time and focus on yoga and meditation, because I turned 57 years ago, and I said, now I'm not going to focus so much on, commercial activities. I want to focus only on my passion and make my passion into a business. Still, I mean, all my life, yoga, meditation, spirituality was always free, and it still is free. I will never charge, right? I never charged a dime for teaching yoga and meditation, right? Only for energy healing, that's what I charge for. And most of the time it was free. If a customer, his life is at risk, and he can't afford to pay, I didn't say, no, if you don't pay, I'm not going to heal. I haven't said it yet, right? And I should do that, but it's very difficult. And they put my life in danger, many times, taking on more than what I could handle, which only now in retrospect I realize that I should not put myself in that type of position again, because I should not put my life in danger. I must do things in a safe way and only take what I can handle, not take more. Because if I'm alive, I can save that much more lives. And if I just lose my life, in taking, risks that are beyond my capacity, then, that's not good, right? In my mature age of 57, I'm thinking that way. So, the chakras, or the experience of nirvana or bliss, is not the highest. So, you can hear from all my stories, the highest is being a functional member of society. Just pitching up for work, and you are part of your company. They employed you, right? They're depending on you. Do your duty. Don't complain. You don't like the money and big grumble. Leave the job, resign, right? Resign. You don't like the money, resign. You don't like it. So you taking the money, give your fullest, until if you are dissatisfied with the amount you are earning, look for an alternative one, right? So what? But while you are there, they you have a duty to give off your best, and you will make more money in the long term, because it will become your habit to give off your best, and you will excel despite money, and you will get other opportunities. I always never put I earned so little in some companies. It was hardly enough just for the transport, right? I didn't even have money for rent or food, from so less, but at least I was working, and I was the one who was first at work and last to leave, right? I was over 1 hour early usually, and I like to report very early for duty always. And I like to finish my work, not leave because it's time to leave, finish my task and then leave. So sometimes I used to go late at night. There was one company, my duty was like normal, from 8 a.m. until like 4:30 p.m. I could leave. But I was at work at 5 a.m. I was not getting paid to be there at 5 a.m. And I left at around 11 to midnight, because I found the company was in trouble, and I could make some changes to bring it out of trouble. And I brought it out of trouble. And I wasn't getting paid anything extra for it, right? And I did it because it is my job to, because I'm liaising, with the customers and the contracts. The company was almost going to lose most of its major contracts, and my duty was business development, right? So I said, no, why must I go and get new business? I'm going to look after the existing business. And not only that, internally there was a lot of problems and negativity within the staff itself. There was over 1,000 staff, and I spoke to, because if the staff are not happy, how are we going to be providing good service to our clients? So I ensured that all the staff, all those problems were ironed out, and it took me about 6 months to sort it, and everything got sorted. That we not only did not lose the thing, but we got harmony within the company itself. And did I get extra? No. But automatically I was given not what I asked for, a 25% share in the company, right? Given a director level position and a 25% share, just like that, right? In the company. And it was a major company. The type of clients are, in the top Fortune 500 companies were the clients. It was very amazing, But I felt that I was just given the position, but not given the same rights as the other directors, right? There were 3 other directors with also, and the CEO and two other directors and myself. And I was not treated with equality like the others, and I didn't want to, be given a title, and I didn't believe in the ethos of how the management worked. So I resigned. I left it because if I stayed, I mean, I'm set for life. All right, shareholding in a major, very stable, it's still stable to this day, right? The company, guaranteed this thing. I can choose a company car of my choice, right? Whatever car I wanted, I can get the company car. I can live in a luxury home, right? Have a six-figure income, right? And profit share in the company, right? With my ability and getting contracts, I could earn, multiples and millions, right, of dollars, right? And scale up, and and so. But I didn't believe in the culture and the thing, and I left, right? So this is the maturity of spirituality, right? That you don't put money first, you put heart first, you put people first, you put ethics first, you put what you believe in first, right? Above everything. You put, other people's lives first, you believe you want to. Yes, I'm not living all charity, I'm also charging money, right? I'm also making money and doing business as well in this field, right? And so forth. So this, I believe, is the maturity, not being blissed out in a cave and you can't even communicate and can rarely say a word, because I know that feeling, right? When you're in that state, and I was in that state, you can't even speak, you can't even open your mouth and say anything. You are like in a heavy intoxication of that bliss and that oneness with the non-dual nature, right? You are connected with, what people would term as, the creator or the source of everything. And you become one, and you lose who your identity, who you are, and all that, right? But I believe that is not you have to come down, right, to the heart chakra. So I hope that, widens your perspective. And I'm not against those who believe alternatively, but this is my viewpoint. And I don't know what you think. I would love to hear your comments.